Lazevo likes to talk about life while he's shooting people in the face. Lazevo.
What is going on, everybody? It's Lazevo here, playing a little Domination, Black Ops 2. Actually, I'm not playing it right now. I'm talking to you right now. I played this earlier. It's recorded. But as you can tell, there's still something going on with my voice. Not sure what it is. I sound like I've been smoking. I'm not a smoker, but if smoking made you feel like this, I wouldn't be able to. I just couldn't hang. I couldn't hack it. It feels like occasionally I will have a cigar, and it feels like I had about 30 of them. That's a good way to describe how I feel right now, because I don't really feel bad. It's like in my lungs and in my throat. It's nasty. I don't know what it is, but this is what happens when you have kids. I've talked about it before. Kids bring home, they're like buckets of disease. They bring home shit, and they cough on you, and they wipe their snot on you, and you have to wipe their snot off of them, and there's no way to avoid it. So if you're a germ freak, I don't have kids. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys, say Merry Christmas. This is the day after Christmas now that I'm talking to you. And happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hana Kwanzaa, whatever faith you are. Seems to be a special time in most religions, even atheists. You know, something about Christmas time makes it special, and I don't know what it is. It's something in the air. I watched that movie Scrooged, and he's like, it's just magical. Like from when you're a kid on up, you know, they're just special things happen around Christmas, and it's an interesting thing to me. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed your holiday, your whatever it is, and hope you got to spend time with family and loved ones. That's really what it's all about for me. I'm a family man. I try to be that with my daughter, and I just love spending time with friends and family. And I got to do that this year, and it was a good thing. I get to do it every year, actually. I make it a priority in my life. More so than anything else, just spending time with friends and family. It's always been a huge thing for me. That's one of the primary reasons I like gaming, is because I have developed so many good friendships online. I was talking about that yesterday, just about how I have friends online that I've never met in my life that I would consider close friends of mine. And it's just amazing how much time you spend gaming and how you get to know people. And that's what's cool about it. The people I've met through my channel, the people I've met through just randomly finding people, friends of friends online. It's cool how you can build close friendships, you know, to where you know a lot about the person, but maybe you never met in real life. It's kind of crazy. It's like I feel like I have a bunch of pen pals, you know. That was big when I was in elementary school, you know. You write a letter to someone in Europe, and you have this pen pal, and, you know, they write back to you, and that's what it feels like. It feels like that sometimes, but anyway, you guys know who you are. You guys that I consider my close friends that I've never met before. And I'm hopeful one day we can all get together and do a hangout or something, and maybe go to one of these, you know, penny arcade expos like PAX, or even E3. If we could do something like that, that'd be awesome. But anyway, here I am organizing a trip on my video. This is not what I'm intending to do. I want to talk about Christmas and the holiday spirit, because there's something that I think is really important that I had to deal with for the first time in my life a few years ago. I don't know if for the first time in my life, but for the first, seriously had to deal with this. And it's something that I think we all need to figure out, and maybe I can help you guys, and maybe it'll hit close to home for some of you guys. But it has to do with the issue of forgiveness. And I figure what better time to talk about this than Christmas, because I do think there is something special about this time, like I was talking about. I think it's a special time to approach this topic. I think it's an interesting, it provides you a different outlook on life this time of year. And I think maybe the priorities are better. So I apologize if I keep clearing my throat. But anyway, so you guys know I got divorced a couple years ago now. And for the first time in my life, I was harboring some serious anger, resentment, bitterness towards my ex. As much, I don't know if you call it warranted, unwarranted. It's just a natural reaction when someone hurts you that way. And maybe when it's like, it's like breaking up with a girlfriend or something, it doesn't feel good. It never feels good. And it's just extrapolated when you're married. And I understand that there's always going to be like kind of two sides to a divorce, I would think, I guess some people maybe divorce and both of them are happy and whatever, but I'd say probably the other case would be one person wants a divorce and the other person doesn't. The person that doesn't is always going to get hurt, offended, bitterness, all that stuff. But for me, I've never had to deal with this in my life. Like, I've went my whole life and never had to deal with any kind of like serious anger issues. I know people that hate their parents, people that, hate their father. Maybe their dad was physical with them when they were younger, or, maybe they did something to their mom, or their dad was an alcoholic. Like, I know people in all these circumstances. I didn't have any of that. I grew up in a great home. Like, my parents are awesome. They're awesome to this day. I had my mom on here for that 1 year for Mother's Day, the dual momentary, so you can go hear that. But if you want to know more about her, I'll probably have my dad on at some point. These guys are awesome. And I wouldn't trade my parents for anybody. Like, they've taught me values and morals that I think are just spot on for how you should live your life. And they're just good friends to me, and they would do anything for you, and that's the way parents should be. And so I grew up not having to deal with any of this serious like anger, resentment issues. It's funny because I joke about it. I always say it really negatively affected me in the world of sports. Like, people were coming in there, like the people that hated their dad or hated their stepdad, and they would just kill it on the football field. Like, they had this emotion that they were just looking to let go of. And for me, it was the opposite. I'd get on the football field and I was having to generate this within me. Like, I listened to like the most angry, violent music I could just to try to work up some like anger and, rage. And I just didn't have that. When I got aggressive in sports, I was good. And I'm just not that naturally aggressive person. I didn't have that fuel to fuel that like some people do. And I joke about it now because I said, man, if I would have had my divorce when I was in high school, I'd probably be an all-American football player, because I had for the first time in my life, I had some serious anger and serious resentment issues to deal with. And it was hard. It was hard for me. And, some people never get out of it. Some people never break out of it. There's people that, that won't. I hear stories about like brothers that get in a fight and don't talk for 40 years, and then they die, never speaking again, over a girl or something, whatever. But there's people that can harbor this for a long time. And so for the first time in my life, I had to deal with that. And I heard a quote from Nelson Mandela, I believe. And he said, anger and resentment is like drinking poison in an attempt to kill your enemy. And it really hit home for me, because it truly is self-destructive. Like, you being angry and bitter and hateful towards somebody that did you wrong, or somebody that did something to you, it doesn't hurt the other person. Probably most of the time they don't even think about it. They're going on their daily life, whatever. You can be mad and hate-filled and have this rage in you, but it's really only self-destructive to yourself. It vents itself on other people. It comes out in the workplace, in school, in on the field, in sports, whatever. There's just people. It comes out as rage, and one of the interesting things is like that anger and resentment. It's really as easy as letting go of it, and it's a hard thing to do. I'm not going to lie. We want to hold on to those hurts when people hurt us, but it's really like holding, it's like carrying something really heavy, and all you got to do is let it go. And so the reason I wanted to make this commentary is because I think this is a time of year when we can all just sort of let it go. And something special about this time of year. Maybe you need to talk to the person. Maybe you need to make a phone call. Maybe you don't even need to go see him. Maybe you can't. Maybe it's someone that's passed away. But what I'm telling you now is, if you let go of that anger and resentment, you'll feel a change internally, and you may not even realize it, but it affects other areas of your life. And that's my recommendation for you this holiday season is don't live your life with that anger, resentment, and hatred towards someone or something. Just drop it. Let it go. Don't drink the poison because it's only killing yourself. Hope you guys like this. It's kind of deep, but Merry Christmas. Talk to you later.